Faith is an invisible yet powerful force capable of changing everything. It has the power to move mountains, open closed doors, and transform even the most difficult situations. In the lives of Daniel, Abraham, David, and Job, we see how this faith not only changed their destinies but also teaches us how to live with unwavering trust in God, even in the darkest moments. Today, I want to invite you to discover how this same faith can transform your life in an epic way. The story of Daniel is a clear example of what it means to have unshakable faith. In a hostile and dangerous world, Daniel decided not to compromise his principles. He was thrown into the lion's den for refusing to worship the king's idols, but his faith never wavered. Imagine for a moment being surrounded by hungry lions, not knowing if you'll make it out alive. Yet Daniel fully trusted that God would protect him, and in the midst of that danger, God performed a miracle, closing the mouths of the lions. This story teaches us that faith doesn't depend on circumstances but on the trust we place in an all-powerful God who can make the impossible possible. If Daniel could face his lion's den with faith, you too can face the giants in your life, knowing that God is with you. Now, let's talk about Abraham, whose act of faith changed the course of history. God promised him that he would be the father of a great nation, but there was a problem. His wife Sarah was barren, and they were both elderly. From a human perspective, this promise seemed impossible. However, Abraham believed in what he could not see. Even when God asked him to sacrifice his son Isaac, Abraham obeyed, trusting that God had a perfect plan. When God stopped the sacrifice, Abraham saw how the promise was fulfilled, and God made him the father of a nation. Abraham's lesson is that faith in the impossible not only takes us to the unpredictable but also to the incredible. Are you willing to believe in God's promises, even when everything seems to go against you? Abraham did, and what seemed like an impossible mission became an eternal story of blessing. David, on the other hand, teaches us that with faith, no giant is too big to be defeated. He faced the mighty Goliath, a giant warrior armed to the teeth, with only a stone and a sling. David didn't see Goliath as an obstacle, but as an opportunity for God's power to be revealed. He said, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." And with just one stone, he brought down the giant. David's lesson is that faith in God gives us the strength to face what seems unattainable. The giants in our lives, like difficulties, fears, or insecurities, may seem impossible to defeat, but with God by our side, we have the power to overcome any obstacle. Finally, the story of Job shows us faith that endures in the midst of suffering. Job lost everything: his family, his wealth, his health. In such deep pain, many would have lost their faith, but Job did not. Despite his suffering, Job held on to his trust in God. Even though he didn't understand why he was going through such hardship, he said, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him." Job teaches us that faith in suffering is not easy, but it is transformative. Even in the darkest moments, when everything seems lost, faith gives us the hope that something better is coming. God does not abandon us, even when we don't understand why things are happening. Faith sustains us, and in the end, like Job, we will see how God rewards our perseverance. Now, I want to invite you to reflect on your own life. Perhaps you're facing challenges, giants that seem insurmountable, or moments of suffering that make you doubt. But I want you to discover something powerful: the faith that transformed the lives of Daniel, Abraham, David, and job is available to you today. The best is yet to come, and all you need is faith. Faith will give you peace in the midst of the storm, strength when you feel weak, and hope when everything seems lost. With faith, anything is possible. So today, I invite you to trust in what you cannot see, like Abraham. To face your giants, like David. To stand firm, like Daniel. And to persevere, like Job, knowing that God has a perfect plan for you. Faith transforms lives. If you live with it, your life will never be the same. Today is the day to believe, to expect the best, and to discover all that God has prepared for you. With faith, anything is possible. Let's live with a faith that transforms.